Hello, welcome everybody. This is the very first look at the brand new Genesis G70. This thing came out, literally introduced last week, and just arrived at the dealership a couple days ago. This is the first Genesis that has been produced exclusively under the Genesis brand. The G80, G90, these were all part of Hyundai brand at one point and then gradually moved over to Genesis. This is Hyundai's first effort into the luxury sports sedan market. So this is about the size of the BMW 3 Series, a little bit longer, a little bit wider wheelbase. So what I like to do starting now is to actually look at what Korea gets in terms of specs. So what you'll notice is that there are three different engines offered here in Korea. There's a 2.0 turbo, a 2.2 diesel, and a 3.3 turbo. Now you might remember the 3.3 turbo from the Stinger, and this thing really can move 376 horsepower of output. So the one we're looking at today is the 2.0 turbo, and it is the Supreme model. Now I know all of this is in Korean and it's hard to see, but there are a lot of different options. The Supreme gets the 7-inch LCD cluster, information cluster, and a few other bells and whistles. There are a lot of options as well, including all-wheel drive, which the Stinger gets as well. So let's look at a few more of the specs here. There are a lot of packages, and you can see the packages in the gray. I know, again, hard to read, but a lot of safety packages. There are a lot of seat packages as well. There are a lot of different interior colors for this. There's a beige interior, there's a brown interior, there's a gray, sports gray interior if you go with a certain trim line, and a black with red stitching as well. So just quickly, you can look down at the bottom there on the bottom left. You'll see each of those three engines, the 2.0, the 2.2 diesel, and the 3.3. Those are fuel economy numbers. And if you move over to the right side, you can see, even in English, kilometers per liter. And that's what you're looking at. So if you're using miles per gallon, you might want to take a moment and convert those there. But you can see the tires and the two-wheel drive or all-wheel drive for each one. So coming back to the car and moving around a little bit, I like the style of it. I think it's not quite as sporty, although the Stinger, as you can see right there, has that sort of side air scoop, and that is carried over. This is actually the same platform as the Stinger, but again in a more of a sedan, a luxury sedan look. So the front is classic Hyundai. You've got that wide grille, and this light system that they're using here, full LEDs even on the base model. This is going to be something, if you're not really a big fan of this kind of, you can see the Kona in the background there has that really thin light. G70 is not quite as thin as that, but if you're going to get these with the new Genesis from now on. Even in the revisions to the G80 and G90, which will be coming in 2019, you will get that little bit thinner light system there, and it sort of curves back into the actual body of the car, which you can see there. So moving around, there's a look at that air scoop again. Lots of chrome on this car, especially the outside of it. The tires you're looking at there, 18 inches, although 19 inches are available depending on the trim level that you go with. A few more details and we'll look inside through the passenger window in just a second. Coming back, I really like it. Now, a lot of people say that it looks a lot like the BMW 3 Series, especially from the back. It's also been known to look at, there's that air scoop again. Also been known to look like the Infiniti Q50 a little bit. But this is really, Genesis is really taking on the BMW 3 Series, which, again, if you look at the back there, some people say, well, it's a big copy of the BMW 3 Series. Yeah, I would say a little bit, but for the most part, I think they've really tried to make this car its own. So, really going after the 3 Series, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, and the Audi A4 with this first version of the G70. Taking a quick look inside, and we're actually going to look, inside the car. I really like what they've done with this. They have really tried to give it a really premium feel, which is characteristic of the Genesis. The seats are very soft, beautiful leather. That's one of the sports seats that you can see there in gray. But also, you'll notice all of the aluminum on the inside. The aluminum, this is not faux aluminum, this is real aluminum that they've been using. They're also really trying to avoid a lot of that hard plastic that you can see in cars like the Sonata, and really trying to wrap everything. So everything's got a really soft feel to it. All of the buttons, yeah, there's some more of that soft feel. All of the buttons, the mirror controls, everything is in aluminum there. And as you can see, the air vents are also dashed in aluminum. So no wood for this car, no wood option. Genesis felt like it was a little bit too luxurious. They wanted to kind of keep the sporty look to it. I really like what they've done with the dash here. I was comparing it to the Audi A4, but they've got all of those dials there, and it does look distinct for Genesis. So I also like they've got the heated seats, the aircon seats, the heated steering wheel. All of those controls are all up on the front there. So I quite like that a lot. You'll notice down at the bottom there's also USB charging, and this car does get Apple CarPlay as well. The navigation system is standard on all models, 8-inch navigation system. You'll notice, of course, it's been raised up. I think pretty much all of the Korean cars are going with that raised up look. The start stop button, they've also moved up on the dash right up there, so it looks pretty good. The 7-inch LCD, which we talked about earlier, is standard with this trim line, but quite big and plenty of information. Really nice color. It's hard to notice straight from here, and plenty of options there to keep you busy. I also like that they're using this kind of scrolling wheel to cycle through the different options as opposed to the button like the cruise control. Every seat has power. The front two seats have power, and you can notice get a little bit extra control there on the side. So again, a lot of the premium features of the Genesis G80 and G90 are making it into this car, but in a smaller form factor. So I think it looks pretty good. A lot of people have been wondering about the transmission. So 8-speed transmission, this is the same that the G90 gets, also the same that the Stinger gets. This is Hyundai's own version of it. And you can see a few other things. Again, all in aluminum, electronic parking brake. There's a round view monitoring. But if you like the sportier feel, you do get the paddle shifters that come with this car. So some people are interested in the key fob. This was shot in portrait mode, I apologize. But a lot of people are interested in the key fob. This is what it looks like, not that kind of trigger style, kind of bomb trigger style that the Stinger gets, but a little bit more conservative and professional. So that's what this one looks like. So stepping back out and into the back seat this time, just a really quick look into the back seat. Again, you get that really soft leather. There is a Nappa leather that's available for this one too. So I had the seat all the way up front when I was sitting in it earlier, so you can see I've got quite a bit of room. Well, let's just say I've got enough room back there. If you're a little bit taller, I'm about 5'9". I had enough headroom, but if you're about 6 foot, it's going to be a little bit tight for you. Heated seats and power windows, again using that aluminum, the aluminum buttons, and everything, door handles, all aluminum. Rear air vents and rear USB charger as well. Sunroof is available, about 800,000 won here in Korea, but not sure what it'll be in your place, in your area. This car will be coming to the Middle East first in early next year, and it really doesn't make it to Europe for some reason. Too competitive with all the European cars. The North American version, jumping back to the transmission a little bit, good look at the trunk there, not a lot of room. The North American version is also in the 2.0 turbo only, is going to get the 6-speed manual transmission as an option. So I like that rear air vent that they've got, that they designed into the car. So yeah, not a lot of size in the trunk. If you're a large family, you could probably get away with a family of 4 comfortably inside, but you're not going to be able to pack a ton of bags into this. So Anyway, that's a first look at the Genesis G70. Let me know what you think. Did they borrow too much from the other cars? I really think they've done a pretty good job of trying to maintain the Genesis look and feel. And if you like this 2019, they're going to update again the G80, G90. They also have a new SUV that's going to be coming out in 2019, at least the 2019 model year. So it could be about a year from now when we see those here in Korea. So let me know what you think. Go ahead and subscribe if you like these videos. I really try to make these as soon as these cars come out here before they come out anywhere else. And if you like that, go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I always thank you so much for watching and for leaving comments. And I'll do the best that I can to answer any questions that you have. So have a great day, folks. Thanks so much.